tight. Lucy, please come back where you belong. I've been good to you, baby. Please don't leave me alone. Morning, Lucy was not in sight. I asked my friends about her, but all they lips were tight. Lucy, please come back where you belong. I've been good to you, baby. Please don't leave me alone. Lucy, baby, satisfy my heart. Lucy, baby, satisfy my heart.
Picking up those dainty little feet. Who's the one that catches my eye every time she passes by? Gee whiz, it's you. Ever since we said goodbye, all because of a little white lie. Let me tell you why we parted. Let me tell you what my heart said. Gee whiz, it's you. You're the one that makes me blue. Gee whiz, it's you. You're the one who can't be true. Little darling, won't you hear my plea? Won't you please come back to me? We can pick up where we started. Listen now to what my heart said. Gee whiz, it's you. Won't you please come back to me? We can pick up where we started. Listen now to what my heart says. Gee whiz, it's you. Gee whiz, it's you. Gee whiz, it's you.
slipping into the future. Time keeps on slipping, slipping, slipping into the future. Time keeps on slipping, slipping, slipping into the future. I want to fly like an eagle to the sea. Fly like an eagle, let my spirit carry me. I want to fly like an eagle, going free. Right through the revolution. Time keeps on slipping, slipping, slipping into the future. Time keeps on slipping, slipping, slipping into the future.
Well, who remembered how long-winded the lead out on Fly Like an Eagle was? I surely didn't when I queued it up. Nevertheless, that's what we played. And welcome everybody to another Quizcazoatl publess pub quiz. An apology to all of you who were playing Quizcazoatl Lite last week and were afflicted by a surfeit of a do when I posted the video to the wrong YouTube channel. Easily done. Well done everyone who played anyway. Let's see whether we can't go a little bit more smoothly today. So, welcome anyone new to the quiz. Welcome back all of our regulars, including, of course, who won last time? The Lockdown Haircuts are reigning champions. We also have spot prize winners from 2 weeks ago. I think that was Terence and Kate. Is that right? Terence and Kate, I will be trying to sort out your spot prize tiebreaker later in the quiz. All sorts of things to look forward to. Before we worry about any of that, let's quickly introduce ourselves. The Quizcazoatl Publess Pub Quiz is a quiz in 4 parts presented by me, Little Chris. In just a moment, we will be starting on round 1. Now that is going to be a combination of 13 trivia questions and 7 questions from our picture sheet. If you have not done so yet, I encourage you to download the pictures early. Picture number 14, I'm going to pre-warn you, is going to be a bit of a stinker, I suspect, in terms of the amount of thinking it's going to need. So do look ahead when you have a moment as we go along. You can also, and that link is of course bit.ly/quizcazoatl_pictures. Clickable versions available in the About section on YouTube and in the Facebook page description. You can also, if you would like to compete with our regulars, try to take the Lockdown Haircuts crown. Submit your answers for the competition at bit.ly/quizcazoatl_answers. After round 1, we will head into our music round. 6 songs for you to identify. Round 2 is much like round 1 but slightly later, and we will finish with our wipeout round. All told, that will take us something of the order of 2.5 hours. So get yourself a drink, sit down and get your thinking cap on. We may have a little more quadmin later, but for now, let's get on with the show. Question number 1, which I realise I haven't actually queued up. Question number 1. Which United States cities' nicknames include the marriage capital of the world and Sin City? Which American city has been called the marriage capital of the world and Sin City? And that's not too difficult, so we'll go to question 2. Newcastle, the most populous city in northeast of England, and latterly the one with the richest football club, is situated on the north bank of which river? Newcastle is on the north bank of which river? I see that we've divided the hedonists with the decision to move the clocks. What can I tell you? You can please some of the people with some of the time and none of the people with summertime. Onwards to question 3 and our first picture of the day. It is some more, not necessarily related people. They come in pairs who share a surname. Can you identify all of them? 6 faces means 6 names. 6 names means 6 points available. Question number 4. The 3DS. No, it's not a robot from Star Wars. It's a handheld game console, but which company makes it? Who makes the 3DS handheld game console? Question number 5. What old-fashioned word for a radio is also the name of a music festival that has been held annually in London since 2005? What old-fashioned word for a radio is also the name of a music festival? And question 6 takes us back to the pictures where we have picture number 2. Some more Venn diagrams for you. Can you give me the missing items from these pairs of ovoid sets? Match each of those question marks with a word. 3 points available. Question number 7. Also used to mean an extremely small amount. What is the 9th letter of the Greek alphabet? What is the 9th letter of the Greek alphabet, which is also used to refer to a small amount? Question number 8 a coming. Which 3 countries have 3 A's in their common English names but no other vowels, not including the Bahamas? Which 3 countries have 3 A's in their common English names but no other vowels? And question number 9 is another picture. Can you name these 6 eponymous things? They share a name with their creators. And we're looking for the surnames associated with these things. Question number 10. According to a traditional poem, in 1492, which explorer sailed the ocean blue and caused a lot of trouble by so doing? According to a traditional poem, in 1492, which explorer sailed the ocean blue? And question number 11. The 2022 FIFA World Cup in Qatar is scheduled to kick off on the 21st of which month? I assume by kick off they mean start rather than get into some sort of massive brawl, but you never know. And question number 12, our fourth picture for the day. We have 5 films for you. Can you name the films and tell me which actress appears in all 5 of them? That means 6 points available in total. Alrighty. It is time for our first spot prize of the evening or morning if you are playing in Australia. In April 2019, can you tell me, and reminding everyone, in case you were wondering, what a spot prize is? These are for anyone new. I suspect none of you are new, but I will say it anyway. Our spot prizes are open to all of you individually, so if you would like to enter, do not do it through your team, do it by messaging me directly. The question, in April 2019, how many helicopters were active in the Royal Air Force? and other branches of the UK's armed forces. I don't think this means they were all in the air for the whole of 2019. Just how many of them were sort of potentially airborne. How many helicopters were active in the British Armed Forces? Send your answers to me, quizcazoatl@gmail.com, or through the Facebook page for Quizcazoatl's Publess Pub Quiz, or through WhatsApp if you know how to do that, or any other way you think I might notice. Don't post it in the YouTube comment thread though, because everyone else will see it. And on the subject of spot prizes, Terence the Hedonist, I am hoping to coordinate your t-shirt tiebreak with Kate. Do give me a shout. I'm trying to chase you down on WhatsApp, but ping me any way you can. And we can do our t-shirt tiebreak a bit later. Okay, you have until question 17 to try and count helicopters. In the meantime, let me take us through to question number 13. Which former Education Secretary and Tory leadership candidate is now the Secretary of State for Levelling Up, Housing and Communities? Which former Education Secretary and Tory leadership candidate is now the Secretary of State for Levelling Up, Housing and Communities? Question number 14. Let's see what should be a picture. Where are we? Picture number 5. It's more predictive texts. 2 predictions. Can you work out what these words are? Question number 15. What is the term for a female peacock? What is the term for a female peacock? Don't try and extrapolate it, it's upsetting. Question number 16. So, if you want to get in your helicopter guesses, get them in now. Which play by Alan Bennett follows an unruly bunch of schoolboys in pursuit of a place at university? Which play by Alan Bennett follows an unruly bunch of schoolboys in pursuit of a place at university? And question number 17 is on to picture number 6. We have got some logos for you. Can you name 4 toy brands from these logos? 4 toy brands to identify for 4 points. So, the UK's helicopter capacity is the number of military helicopters that we have was apparently 322 in April 2019. That means that what have we got here? Well, Eric, 868, as you suspected, you had overestimated British military power. though not by as much as Fran, who thought there might be 4,500. I suddenly remembered I need to check the email. Okay, that looks fine. So I do believe that with a guess of 348, Dr. Kate, you are a spot prize winner for the second week running. Well played. Second week, second quiz running. On also question number 18. In what year did the Russian Revolution begin? Marked by the fall of the House of Romanov. Of course, all good listeners of the Revolutions podcast will know that there have been maybe more than one Russian revolutions, but we're focusing on the big one. In what year did the Russian Revolution begin? Now, as we head to the close of the quiz, it has been pointed out by Quizcazoatl design team that there may be a slight error on born the same year, because this week it is born or died the same year. Hands up everyone who thought that, I almost named all of them, but hands up all who thought that person 3 and person 2 were born at the same time. So yes, lest there was any doubt. Question 19, picture 7, is born or died the same year. Give 4 names and the year that they were born or died. Or if you think that they died very young, both. And our final question of round 1. Can you tell me for question 20, what are the medical names for the 2 bones that connect the knee to the ankle? And skull bone connected to the neck bone. Continue on that vein and you'll work it out. What are the medical names for the 2 bones that connect the knee to the ankle? Well, that is the end of round 1. I'm going to give you a 5-minute break to sort yourselves out and get those answers finalised. When the break is over, we will be coming back with the music round. Okay, everybody. Hopefully you have got most of those round one answers done to your satisfaction. It is pretty much time to get them submitted now, though, because we are headed to the music round. In the music round, I am going to give you clips from 6 songs spanning the decades, all the way from the 60s up into the 2010s. All I ask of you is to work out the name of the song and the name of the performing artist what done it. We have one answer this week, which is going to be 2 artists. So on that answer, it'll be half a point for each. I will play them for you once. I'll give you a moment to consult, and then I will play them again.
We're just trying to be friendly. Come and watch us sing and play. We're the young generation, and we've got something to say. Oh. Anytime or anywhere, just look over your shoulder. Guess who'll be standing there?
I woke up this morning and the sun was gone. Turned on some music to start my day, and lost myself in a familiar song. I closed my eyes and I slipped
If you like to gamble, I tell you I'm your man. You win some, lose some, it's all the same to me. The pleasure is to blame. Ain't no difference what you say.
Does she speak eloquently? And would she have your baby? I'm sure she'd make a really excellent mother. 'Cause the love that you gave every day wasn't able to make it up for you to be open wide. No. And every time you speak her name, does she know how you told me you hope the world till you died? Till you died, but you're still alive. And I'm here to remind you. I'm obsessive when just one thought of you comes up. And I'm aggressive just when thought I'm close enough. You got me stressing, incessantly pressing the issue. 'Cause every moment gone, you know I miss you. I'm the question, and you're of course the answer. Just hold me close, boy, 'cause I'm your tiny dancer. You make me shake and I'm never mistaken, but I can't control myself. Got me calling out.
Needless to say, I keep a check. She was a bad, nevertheless. Calling it quits now, baby, I'm a wreck. Crash at my place, baby, you're a wreck. Ooh, certain things you just can't refuse. She wanna ride me like a cruise, and I'm not trying to lose. Then you're left in the dust, unless I stuck by ya. There ain't no gold in this river that I've been washing my hands in forever. I know there is hope in these waters, but I can't bring myself to swim when I am drowning in this silence, baby. Let me in.
Okay, I see that. I played an extra song there, unusually. That was from the 2020s, the songs that I do not normally impose on you. If you know that song, well, fair play. Don't tell me what it is. I don't want to know. I don't need to know. I'm never going to know any music from the 2020s. It's not a thing that's going to happen. So my apologies for any confusion. The first 6 songs only. Designated markers. Your marking links have gone out to you, so do check your email before we get to the end of the next playthrough, if you would, because after this we're going to go to the round 1 marking.
We're just trying to be friendly. Come and watch us sing and play. We're the young generation, and we've got something to say. Oh. Anytime or anywhere, just look over your shoulder. Guess who'll be standing there?
I woke up this morning and the sun was gone. Turned on some music to start my day. And lost myself in a familiar song. I closed my eyes and I slipped away.
If you like to gamble, I tell you I'm your man. You win some, lose some, it's all the same to me. The pleasure is to blame. Ain't no difference what you say.
Does she speak eloquently? And would she have your baby? I'm sure she'd make a really excellent mother. 'Cause the love that she gave every day wasn't able to make it up for you to be open wide. No. And every time you speak her name, does she know how you told me you loved me till you died? Till you died, but you're still alive, and I'm here to remind you. I'm obsessive when just when thought of you comes up, and I'm aggressive just when thought I'm close enough. You got me stressing, incessantly pressing the issue, 'cause every moment gone, you know I miss you. I'm the question, and you're of course the answer. Just hold me close, boy, 'cause I'm your tiny dancer. You make me shake and I'm never mistaken, but I can't control myself. Got me calling out.
Needless to say, I keep a check. She was a bad, bad, nevertheless. Calling it quits now, baby, I'm a wreck. Crash at my place, baby, you're a wreck. Ooh, certain things you just can't refuse. She wanna ride me like a cruise, and I'm not trying to lose. Then you're left in the dust, unless I stuck by.
Alrighty then. I hope that you've got through that music and weren't too distracted by the sound of modernity. And that means it is time to go to the round 1 marking. I have 6 sets of answers in. If you believe your team is the 7th, then you've missed out. How would you know? You never know. Which American cities' nicknames, I asked you, include the marriage capital of the world and Sin City? That is Las Vegas. I see one team just put Vegas. Over familiar, but we'll accept it. Question 2, moving east a little, or west, I suppose, depending on how you look at it. Newcastle is situated on the north bank of which river? That is, of course, the Tyne, for a point. Question 3, we had 6 people to name. The first pair, we had Harrison and Henry Ford. Very good. Then we had Annie and Florence Nightingale. Who is Annie Nightingale? Should I know this? Somebody let me know. And finally we had Andrew Lincoln and Abraham Lincoln. 6 points for Harrison and Henry Ford, Annie and Florence Nightingale, Andrew and Abraham Lincoln. Question 4, the 3DS is made by Nintendo. You all got that. And you also all knew that a radio used to be called a wireless. Wireless is also a festival. On to the Venn diagrams. We have, first off, a bat. That is where cricket stuff meets... where cricket stuff meets animals. The hedonists have commented that cricket itself should be accepted, but cricket is not a piece of cricket equipment, I would say. I suppose you could call it a cricket bat. Nevertheless, I think everyone has put bat, so we've dodged the bullet of controversy. Question 7. Disc jockey. Interesting. What means an extremely small amount and is the 9th letter of the Greek alphabet? That is an iota. If you didn't have an iota of an idea, bad luck. Question 8. 3 countries with lots of A's, and well done if you've got this. They were Canada, Panama, and Kazakhstan. Kazakhstan was the hard one. Grenada. I'm not convinced that Grenada's a country, is it? Feel like Grenada is just not right. It's a city. Hello, mother, hello, father. Is there a country, Grenada? Not that I'm aware of, so no point for Grenada. We then had some eponymous people and their inventions. We had Chanel. Not entirely convinced that, I guess, do people call that perfume Chanel? Feels like a brand, but fine. Then we had certainly the Kalashnikov, that's an eponymous. Ferris of the wheel. Heimlich of the manoeuvre. Braille for the dotty writing. And finally, Zeppelin. Zeppelin. For the big old blimp there. 6 points. Chanel, Kalashnikov, Ferris, Heimlich, Braille, and Zeppelin. Oh, I've skipped. Oh, I got distracted on cricket bats and forgot to finish the Venn diagrams. My apologies. For the second Venn diagram, we had Bulgari. That was where fashion brands meets truncated nationalities. And then Galileo, which is astronomers and people who feature in the operatic bit of Bohemian Rhapsody. Bat, Bulgari, and Galileo for question 6. Then we had Iota, Canada, Panama, Kazakhstan for question 8. You know what I said for question 9. And for question 10, in 1492, Columbus sailed the ocean blue. Christopher Columbus, if you like. Question 11. The FIFA World Cup 2022 will kick off in November, unusually for the World Cup. And then we had some films and an actress. The films were Pride and Prejudice, then Bend It Like Beckham. A cold-looking Jake Gyllenhaal is in Everest. Then we had the Imitation Game, and Atonement. And the actress who simpers her way through all of them is Keira Knightley. Keira Knightley for the 6th point. Pride and Prejudice, Bend It Like Beckham, Everest, The Imitation Game, Atonement, Keira Knightley. Question 13. The former Education Secretary and sometime leadership candidate for the Tories, who is Secretary of State for Levelling Up Housing and Communities, is Michael Gove. And then our predictive texts, we had Vic, as in Young Vic. If anyone is wondering, that is a theatre. And then Blood, as in Young Blood. Question 15. Our female peacock is a peahen. Peahen for the point. And then question 16. The unruly schoolboys in pursuit of university are the history boys. History boys are toys. Everyone's done pretty well on this, except the hedonists who hate children. We have Hot Wheels, then Paw Patrol, then Polly Pocket, and finally Nerf. Hot Wheels, Paw Patrol, Polly Pocket. You could, ironically, the only one that the hedonists haven't got is the one that you can pretty much read if you trace the outline, but so it goes. And then Nerf. Question 18, we had the Russian Revolution of 1917. I'm not sure there was a Russian Revolution in 1896, but I'm sure something happened. Was that when the Tsar Liberator was assassinated? I lose track. It is also not 1911. 1911, nothing going on. Question 19, we had 4 people born in the same year, or died in the same year. And they were, well, quite a couple of you thought that might be Ingrid Bergman. It's not. It is Katharine Hepburn. Then we had Johnny Cash. Then Greta Thunberg. And finally, Jude Bellingham. And they were all born or died in 2003. So anything from 2 to 4 will get you the point. And finally, for round 1, we had 2 bones connecting the knee to the ankle, and they are the fibula and the tibia. It is not the fibia. No point for fibia. Fibula and tibia. I see we have a couple of fibias. I know they're fibias because they're lying about what the bone's called. No point for you. And no point for anyone who judged me for my joke. That's the end of the round 1 marking, which means we can go to round 2, which starts in traditional fashion with an anagram. Can you rearrange the letters of Time Gags Him to find the name of a famous British woman? Time Gags Him. TIMEGAGSHIM. There seems to be some confusion about my bones. Fibula for a point. Tibia for a point. Fibia, no point. Tibula, no point. If you just put leg, no point for that either. Points for fibula, which should be spelt something like F-I-B-U-L-A, and tibia, which may be spent in any sort of semblance of sounding like T-I-B-I-A. Well, you may need a little more time to work on that anagram, but that won't stop me from pushing ahead to question 2. Keep it in the back of your minds. Question 2 of round 2. In which island nation is the highly regarded Blue Mountain coffee produced? From which island nation hails Blue Mountain coffee? Okay, question 3 is our first picture of round 2. And we have some initials this time that go with artists and paintings. Can you tell me both this time? We don't always ask for both, but I'm asking for both the artist and the work from these initials. We have dates to help you pin them down. 8 points available. Okay, everybody, it is time, as promised, to go to our T-shirt tiebreaker for today. And we have both representing the hedonists. We have Terence on the left and Kate on the right. Wasn't that smooth? Are you guys... Someone talk. Let me check the sounds there.
Oh, yeah, hi.
There we are, just checking. It's a very dainty, silent greeting. So, as normal for the tiebreak, I am going to give you 3 events from history. This week they are all going to be births. If you decide that you know what year these happened in or just want to have a guess, interrupt me and tell me. Whoever guesses first, I will give you plus or minus 10 years. Whoever comes second, I will give plus or minus 3. Understood?
Yep.
Excellent. So, our first event. Frida Kahlo, the artist, was born. Frida Kahlo is born in this year. We then have, remaining in the artistic sphere, Daphne du Maurier was born. So, Frida Kahlo and Daphne du Maurier. And if no one fancies it yet, I'll give you a third. I've been listening to this chap a lot because I'm rewatching The World at War. Laurence Olivier was born in this year.
Okay, 1900.
Terence says 1900. That is within 10 years of the answer, so Terence, well played. The answer I was looking for was 1907. A good win.
Thank you.
Well done, Terence.
Thanks, kid. All right.
I will have Jane the Temple Elf in touch to organise a prize, and good luck with the rest of the quiz.
Great. Thanks. Bye.
And for everyone else, it is time to get on to question number 4. Which cocktail, which is made with whiskey, sweet vermouth, and bitters, shares its name with a borough of New York City? Which cocktail made with whiskey, sweet vermouth, and bitters shares its name with a borough of New York City? I can also give you a quick scores update. For those of you who've forgotten, there is a live scores graph which you can still consult, which I rarely advertise, bit.ly/quizcazoatl_scores. If you prefer to just wait for me to tell you, I can tell you that it's fairly close after one round. Him and her have had a pretty decent start, 36 points from round 1. The honest middling hedonist sounds a bit hippie to me, and footlimbs are in joint third on 43. And that means that with 45 points, the lockdown haircuts are in second, and the World Health Organization just have the lead after one round with 46. Question number 5. Which film and stage musical tells the story of a business partnership between a shoe factory owner and a drag queen named Lola? Lola. Lola. Which film and stage musical tells the story of a business partnership between a shoe factory owner and a drag queen named Lola? Question 6 takes us to another picture. Picture 9, and we have 4 people when they were younger. Look at the little whippersnappers. Can you tell me who these 4 are? Question number 7. What A is the 3rd most common gas in the Earth's atmosphere? What A is the 3rd most common gas in the Earth's atmosphere? Question 8 now, and we have some more mystery voices for you. Listen to these clips. Can you tell me who these 3 people are?
Number 1.
We had those years in the 90s where everything was just at like 150%. We were just going on planes, touring the world, being screamed at, everyone telling us we're brilliant. And all of a sudden, I just lost my deal. Robbie went off into the sunset, and you just kind of left with no job.
Number 2.
Well, then it was kind of, as you say, a woman's anthem, a battle cry, a mantra. But everyone wants respect. Everyone needs respect. Male, female, we all want respect.
Number 3.
Well, I've worked with many directors, especially more modern directors. Like Scorsese has a very deep respect for people, actors, in terms of, when we do get together, we come up with something. At least I feel it's always special, Yes.
Number 1.
We had those years in the 90s where everything was just at like 150%. We were just going on planes, touring the world, being screamed at, everyone telling us we're brilliant. And all of a sudden, I just lost my deal. Robbie went off into the sunset, and you just kind of left with no job.
Number 2.
Well, then it was kind of, as you say, a woman's anthem, a battle cry, a mantra. But everyone wants respect. Everyone needs respect. Male, female, we all want respect.
Number 3.
Well, I've worked with many directors, especially more modern directors. Like Scorsese has a very deep respect for people, actors, in terms of, when we do get together, we come up with something. At least I feel it's always special, Yes.
Question number 9 now. The book that the film The Wizard of Oz is based on has what extra word in its title? What extra word is in the book form of the title of The Wizard of Oz? And a picture for question 10, as always. Can you, this week, tell me what were the top 8 car makes in terms of UK sales 2019? You could label your answers 1 to 8, or at least put them in the correct order on the answer sheet. There are a couple with 4 letters and a couple with 3 letters, so if they're not in the right order, you will lose points. All right. We have had our t-shirt tiebreak from 2 weeks ago, but I owe the lockdown haircuts a prize question. Give them a second because I know that they often have me on mute. Hopefully, when I move the picture, they'll have woken up. Lockdown haircuts, and Rich in particular. Here comes your prize question. So, Apple TV is just roundabout launching, or has just launched, I think, a new high-budget TV series based on Isaac Asimov's Foundation novels. Now, the first book that Isaac Asimov wrote about the Foundation was called Foundation. That was out in 1951. But can you tell me what is the name of the Foundation novel that occurs first in the fictional timeline? Does that make sense? So which of Asimov's Foundation novels occurs first in his fictional timeline? You have 30 seconds to try and work it out. Alrighty. Oh, I saw a sign of life. Lockdown stretching their 30 seconds to the utmost. And then a little further. Prelude to Foundation, says Rich. That is just in the very nick of time. The correct answer. Prelude to Foundation is the earliest set prequel, followed by Forward the Foundation, and then we get into the Foundation novels proper. Well played, Lockdown haircuts. Jane, the Temple Elf, will be in touch shortly. Now, the Lockdowns claim their audio is delayed, but I know I posted them the question in written form before I started the countdown tune. So they did get their 30 seconds, whatever they think. So, nevertheless, well played. Good luck with the rest of the quiz. And if you fancy your chances on a spot prize against Kate in 2 weeks' time, why not have a go on our second spot prize question? According to the 2016 census, what is the resident population of the Falkland Islands? According to the 2016 census, what is the resident population of the Falkland Islands? And again, send me your answers by messaging service. Closest guess is going to be up against Kate, who claims to be easy to beat, but I don't know how true that is. Alrighty, you can keep thinking about the Falkland Islands. We're not counting penguins, I hasten to add. In the meantime, let me get you on to question 11. What is the trading name of the toy company that was founded by the Hassenfeld siblings? What is the trading name of the toy company founded by the Hassenfeld siblings? And question 12. It's picture 11. Can you name for me these 4 TV programs? 4 TV programs, 4 points available. Question number 13 are coming. In which year did Roger Federer last win a Grand Slam tennis tournament? When did Roger Federer last win a Grand Slam tennis tournament? And before we go to question 14, which I am afraid to say is mashups are back. Just when you thought you'd seen the back of them, if you did the Quizcazoatl Lite last week and managed to find it. No, mashups are back. But before that, let's do the music round marking. The links should have updated, so designated markers. Get the answer sheets up in front of you, and here we go. From the 1960s, the artist there was the Monkees, and the song was the theme from the Monkees. Everyone has written "Hey Hey We're the Monkees," so I might as well give you all the point. Well played. Into the 1970s, we had the song "More Than a Feeling" and the artist Boston. The team that wrote "More Than a Reason" and drifted all the way over to Europe, I'm afraid only half a point there. Half a point for "More Than a Reason." Europe is not Boston. Into the 1980s, and we had the lost and lamented Lemmy with Motorhead singing the Ace of Spades. Great riff, isn't it? Motorhead, the Ace of Spades. Well done, Team Canada. Into the 90s, we had Alanis Morissette. And what was the song called? Well, you ought to know. It's literally called "You Ought to Know." In the 2000s, our artist was Rihanna, and the song was SOS, possibly Sauce. Rihanna with SOS. And then, finally, in the 2010s, I've never heard of any of these people, but apparently it was Post Malone and Sway Lee. Half a mark each for Post Malone and Sway Lee, and the song called "Sunflower." I see that the Hedonists at least knew that the 20s song was "Easy on Me" by Adele, but I will not give any bonus points for listening to modern radio. Hardly to be encouraged. Or even buying the CD. Those again quickly. The Monkees with "Theme from the Monkees." But "Hey Hey We're the Monkees" will do. Then Boston with "More Than a Feeling." Motorhead with "Ace of Spades." Alanis Morissette, "You Ought to Know." Rihanna with SOS. And Post Malone and Sway Lee with "Sunflower." From one music question or set of music questions, we go to another. It is time for some more mashups. Ears down, listen in. I am looking for you to tell me the artists here. Only the artists. Don't need the name of any songs. There's 6 artists. That means there's going to be 6 points available.
Number 1. Number 2.
Floating, and sometimes I get so scared of what I can't understand. But here I am, next to you. The sky is more blue in Malibu. Next to you in Malibu. Next to you.
Number 3.
아름다워 사랑스러워 그래 너 그래 바로 너 아름다워 사랑스러워 그래 너 그래 바로 너 지금부터 갈 때까지 가볼까 오빤 강남스타일 Gangnam Style. Op, Oppan Gangnam Style.
Thought a couple of those were quite fun this week. Here they come again.
Number 1. Number 2.
Floating, and sometimes I get so scared of what I can't understand. But here I am, next to you. The sky is more blue in Malibu. Next to you in Malibu. Next to you.
Number 3.
아름다워 사랑스러워 그래 너 그래 바로 너 아름다워 사랑스러워 그래 너 그래 바로 너 지금부터 갈 때까지 가볼까 오빤 강남스타일 Gangnam Style. Oppan Gangnam Style.
Another picture for question 15. We have some visually paraphrased Australian people. Can you work them out from these clues? Question number 16. In British history, the Edwardian era is named after which monarch? You're going to have to go slightly beyond the obvious on this one. In British history, the Edwardian era is named after which monarch? And question 17, another picture. Can you get 4 letter-changed proverbs from this bunch? Each word has had 1 letter changed, and only 1. Can you turn them into proverbs? Question number 18. Can you tell me which people built the city of Chichen Itza? Which people built the city of Chichen Itza? Question 19, closing in on the end of round 2. We have, it's the big difficult one. Goodness me, this is going to be fun to mark, isn't it? Can you group these 16 items into 4 groups of 4 and identify the 4 links? How the dickens are we even going to mark this thing? So we're going to have 1 mark for each correct group and 1 mark for each correct link. That's a total of 8 marks available. So, time for the final question of round 2. Can you tell me, during construction, presumably as it got higher, the Eiffel Tower became the tallest man-made structure in the world? It did so by surpassing which US landmark? And during its construction, the Eiffel Tower became the tallest structure in the world, but it surpassed which American landmark to get there? Okay, well that is the end of round 2. In a minute we're going to be back to the wipeout round. In the meantime, why don't you take 4 minutes to get your round 2 answers finalised. All right then, those connections are a bit of a puzzler, aren't they? I bet a few of you have been scrabbling trying to finalise those answers, but I am afraid that your time is up. For forward we must move and on to our wipeout round. You all know the score by now in the wipeout round. The last letter of every answer is the first letter of the subsequent answer. 2 bonus points for 6 correct answers. Lose all your wipeout points if you get anything wrong. So, can you tell me? Wipeout question 1. What is the 3-letter name of a unit of sound intensity that is named after a Scottish inventor and is normally divided into tenths? What is the 3-letter name of a unit of sound intensity named after a Scottish inventor and normally divided into tenths? Question Wipeout 2. Can you tell me what is the highest capital city in the world? It is the executive and legislative capital of Bolivia. What is the highest capital city in the world? Wipeout question 3. What is the surname of Danny in the musical Grease? What is the surname of Danny in the musical Grease? Wipeout question number 4. What word meaning a comprehensively mismanaged situation that was first used in The Thick of It was the 2012 Oxford English Dictionary Word of the Year? What word meaning a comprehensively mismanaged situation first used in The Thick of It was the 2012 OED Word of the Year? Wipeout question 5. Who published a dictionary of the English language in 1755, the preeminent dictionary of its age? Who published a dictionary of the English language in 1755, which was the preeminent, certainly English language dictionary of its age? And our final question for today's quiz. Although she often used the surname Baker, what is the 3-part name on Marilyn Monroe's birth certificate? Though she often used the surname Baker, what is the 3-part name on Marilyn Monroe's birth certificate? That being the end of the Wipeout round, that is also the end of today's quiz. I'll give you a couple of minutes to finalise and submit your Wipeout answers. We'll have a brief bit of tinkling on the ivories from Baz, and then we will be back to do the marking. Him and Her and Footlids. I am waiting on... Oh, now you're in. Take it all back. Oh, there we are. We'll get to the marking in a moment. Well, I thought that was very nice, but enough with the music. It is time to go to our round 2 marking. Let's get rid of that. I haven't activated it yet. That's not going to be a help. Alrighty. That normally updates pretty quickly these days, so... Yeah, I reckon we should be good. Let's get marking. So Time Gags Him was, of course, an anagram for Maggie Smith. Everybody worked it out. Well played, Maggie Smith, for a point. Question 2, Blue Mountain Coffee. I'm afraid it doesn't come from Java, although I see why you would guess it. It comes from Jamaica. Something coffee, Jamaica. No, she brewed it of her own accord. Question 3. Can you name the artists and their works? There are 8 points riding on this one, so concentrate. First we had Vincent van Gogh, and that is The Starry Night. Then we had Claude Monet, Water Lilies. We then had Leonardo da Vinci with The Last Supper. And finally Johannes Vermeer, Girl with a Pearl Earring. I think we had someone put Jan Johannes. That's Dutch enough, is it? Can Jan be short for Johannes in Dutch? Anyone? I'm minded to give it until someone tells me firmly that this is not possible. A couple of people have said Jan Vermeer. They probably know. So yes, we'll give them the point unless I have an intervention from anyone. Again, Vincent van Gogh, The Starry Night. Claude Monet, Water Lilies. Leonardo da Vinci, The Last Supper. And Johannes Vermeer, Girl with a Pearl Earring. For the cocktail made of this, that and the other was the Manhattan, and then the stage musical about making shoes was Kinky Boots. When they were younger, we had Bobby Moore, I'm afraid no points for Bobby Charlton. Then we had Sue Perkins. No points for Mel, even if you did spell her surname correctly. We then had any of Jackie Kennedy, Jackie Onassis, or Jackie Bouvier. Jackie Kennedy, Jackie Onassis, or Jackie Bouvier. Jacqueline is fine. Then we had Alan Sugar. You're fired. Bobby Moore, Sue Perkins, Jackie Kennedy, and Alan Sugar. Not, sadly, Bob Monkhouse. Although I see a couple of you thought it was. For question 7, the gas, which is the third most common in the Earth's atmosphere behind nitrogen and oxygen, is argon. Argon for a point. Then our mystery voices were Gary Barlow, he of Take That, Aretha Franklin, Looking for a Little Respect, and finally Robert De Niro, probably looking for a whole different type of respect in the movies he was talking about. Question number 9. The book The Wizard of Oz is actually called The Wonderful Wizard of Oz. Wonderful for the point. And then we had some popular car makes, and they were Ford was first, then we have Volkswagen, then Mercedes-Benz, in 4th place BMW. God, we have gone up in the world, haven't we, as a country? Mercedes-Benz, the third most popular car, good grief. Then, well, what did we get to? BMW, Vauxhall, and number 6 was Audi. 7 was Toyota, and 8 was Kia. Ford, Volkswagen, Mercedes-Benz, BMW, Vauxhall, Audi, Toyota, and Kia. Question number 11. And we asked you, what was the trading name of the toy company founded by the Hassenfeld? So that was Hasbro. Hasbro's, not Triang, I'm afraid. Then question 12. The programmes were Ted Lasso, then The Morning Show. I do not believe this is called Morning Wars. So I don't think we'll give a point for Morning Wars, unless, of course, it could have a different name in a different market, couldn't it? Let's check this quickly. The Morning Show, known as Morning Wars in Australia. Who knew? I take it all back. Do give team number 2 a point for the Morning Wars. We then had, where are we? Money Heist. Apparently may or may not be called La Casa de Papel in some sort of a language. And finally, we had Loki. 4 points for Ted Lasso, The Morning Show or Morning Wars, The Money Heist, and Loki. Question 13. Roger Federer last won a Grand Slam in 2018. It was the Australian Open. And then question 14. I got me Huey Lewis mixed up with my ZZ Top. Disaster. That was Huey Lewis in the news with Metallica. Then we had The Killers versus Miley Cyrus. And finally, we had Ray Parker Jr. and Psy with a P. Huey Lewis in the news versus Metallica. The Killers versus Miley Cyrus. And Ray Parker Jr. versus Psy. For question 15, we had some Australian people to name, and they were Rose Byrne, then Nicole Kidman, Naomi Watts, Guy Pearce, and Heath Ledger. You all did quite well on that. Well played. They, again, Rose Byrne, Nicole Kidman, Naomi Watts, Guy Pearce, and Heath Ledger. Number 16. The Edward I was looking for was Edward the Seventh. Edward the Seventh is who the Edwardian era is named for. I'm afraid Edward the Eighth does not get the point. Someone has just put 7th. I am willing to take the Edward for granted in context. Question 17. Proverbs or sayings with one letter changed of each word. They should have been fair and square, life's too short, a bunch of fives, and out of sight, out of mind. Question 18. Who built the Chichen Itza? It was not the Incas, it was not the Aztecs, it was the Mayans. The Mayans or the Maya people. For the point, well done those who got it. Closing in on the end of round 2, we had, the long difficult one to mark, so concentrate everybody. Here we go. So, our first group, now let's see, I'm going to, I think some of you have put the links at the end, some of you have interwoven them. For the sake of identification, I'm going to start with the links, then give you the groups in turn. Or start with one link, then a group, one link, then a group, etc., etc. I'll go over them again afterwards. So we had our football team nicknames in the singular. We had Eagle, Fox, Blade and Saint. Brentford fans will be sad to hear that B was not in that group. This was Eagle, Fox, Blade and Saint. Football team nicknames. The Eagles are Crystal Palace, apparently. Then our second group was the seasons in Italian. They are Primavera, Estate, how does one say these things? Autunno and Inverno. Primavera, Estate, Autunno, Inverno, the seasons in Italian. Then we had newsreader first names, Naga, Kay, Victoria and Hugh. Naga, Kay, Victoria and Hugh. And finally, we had homonyms of letters, B, T, Q and I. B, T, Q and I for that fourth group. So give a point for each link which was correctly identified and each entirely correct group. This question is quite complicated enough without giving out half points, so I'm afraid if there is any wrong entry in one of the groups, no point for it. Those again, football team nicknames, Eagle, Fox, Blade, Saint. Seasons, Primavera, Estate, Autunno, Inverno. Newsreaders, Naga, Kay, Victoria, Hugh. And finally, homonyms of letters B, T, Q, and I. Someone has put BBC presenters. I suspect that K is on Sky. Is this correct? I don't know that these are all BBC names, so it's almost right, but I don't think I can give a point for BBC presenters unless someone can tell me that they are all indeed on the Beeb. Alrighty, let me know if you need any help with that marking. Our sometime tallest man-made structure in the world. I see there's a split in the answers between the Golden Gate Bridge and the Statue of Liberty. This is unfortunate because the answer was the Washington Monument. No points for any of you. The Washington Monument was the tallest structure in the world. Imagine that. On we go to the Wipeout round. And Wipeout question 1. The unit of sound intensity is the bell, hence decibel. Wipeout question 2. The highest capital city in the world is called La Paz. La Paz, capital of Bolivia. Well played. Terence of the Hedonists wants a bonus point for having lived there. Let's also give a bonus point to anyone who's ever rung a bell. What do you think this is? Win one t-shirt tiebreak and you think you're the king of the world. Question 3. Danny's surname in the musical Grease is Zuko. That is, I believe, spelled Z-U-K-O, but there's a spelling with some C's, which is close enough. The comprehensively mismanaged situation is an omni-shambles. Well done, most of you got that. And then the man with the dictionary is Samuel Johnson. I have one Johnston, but I think that's close enough that will give you the benefit of the doubt. Finally, we have, this is a difficult one, isn't it? What is the surname on Marilyn Monroe's birth certificate? I say surname because most of you knew Norma Jean, but only one team got the correct surname. I'm afraid it wasn't a trick question. It wasn't Baker. It was not Brody, nor was she Miss Jean Brodie, or was she? Who's to say? And it wasn't Davis. It was Mortensen. So that could have propelled the Hedonists right up to the front of the pack. We'll see when we look at the scores in a moment. Which leaves me only to say, well played everyone for another week of Quizcazoatling. Thank you for sticking with us. It's nice to be listened to. As you well know by this point, we have been supporting Médecins Sans Frontières. If you feel that way inclined, do feel free to make a donation in our honour. We are very happy just to have you listening, but if you would throw a couple of pennies to Médecins Sans Frontières, that would make us happier still. www.justgiving.com/Quizcazoatl without borders. And this brings us to the scores. We have, in a very honourable 6th place, with a pretty decent score for a 2-person team, we have him and her on 81. Well played, him and her. Then, in 5th place, hang on a second, there aren't as many wipeouts here as I think there ought to be. Let me just confirm this. Maybe there are as many wipeouts as I think there ought to be. Okay, I take it all back. In 5th place, we have the Footlins on 100.5. They're a little off the pace. In 4th place, despite neither the Footlins nor Sounds a Bit Hippie to me wiping out, they are in 4th and 5th. 100.5 for the Footlins, 108 for Sounds a Bit Hippie. That Norma Jean question did make all the difference. If these guys had just held off of guessing, they could have been in the lead. But the Lockdown Haircuts with 112.5 are in third place. The World Health Organization with 114.5 are in second place. That means the Honest Middling Hedonists, sneaking in at the last, are in first place for tonight's Quizcazoatl Publess Pub Quiz. Well played, hedonists. Really, just sort of wrapping up all round. Well, speaking of hedonists, did I ever... I feel like I didn't announce our second spot prize winner. Because I feel like I was all poised to announce that, if not unprecedentedly... Ooh, I did have a question, which is probably a bit late to answer at this point. Someone was asking how many points there were for question 19. There were 8 points in total available. 4 for the links and 4 for the groups. Let me just see, before I declare the winners too firmly, let's just see whether it looks like that's been done correctly. Oh, well, that's all gone to hell in a handbasket. What's happening here? Gremlin in the system, but now that could be important. So team 4, did they only get 4 points or did they get half marked? Let's just check that quickly. Oh no, okay, so that all looks good. So I think those results stand. Well played, Honest Middling Hedonists. Thank you to everyone else. I was on the very cusp just then of announcing the winner of the second spot prize, which I totally forgot about earlier. The population of the Falkland Islands is 3,398. 3,398, and that means that with a guess of 3,175, Terence is our second spot prize winner. We are down for an exact repeat. Kate versus Terence. Can Kate claw it back? Now, we'll find out in 2 weeks' time if they can be bothered to do it all over again. I will see you then. We'll be back for Quizcazoatl Light next week on the 9th or 10th if you're in Australia. In the meantime, keep well, stay safe, have a good week.